we go. All right, so today we're having our voter education and voter registration drive at the Islamic Center of Naperville. We've got
Rich Parker
here. Sorry, Rich.
No problem.
Rich Parker here from the Cook County Election Board. And we've got the voter, these are machines basically for voting. Right?
This is the touchscreen machine.
Yeah, so Rich, you can kind of walk me through what do we have here and how does the voter sort of use these machines?
In Cook County, and similar to most of the other counties, you're going to have a similar type of machine. When you come in and vote, they're going to ask for your voter card or an ID, find out who you are. And they're going to print out a little card for you. That little magnetic strip's going to know who you are. When you come up to a voting machine, you're going to put it in this location down here, and then that machine will now know what ballot you need. Because the ballot you need might not be the ballot that your neighbor needs 2 blocks away. You might have a different library board, a different park district, a different school district. So every location could be, I could have one precinct, one voting area, 12 different ballots, easily. So you put your card in there, and your ballot will come up similar to this. On a touch screen.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure,
Rich?
by all means.
So this card that you're talking about, so this would be, is it a paper card?
It looks like a credit card.
Oh, it
Just
does.
a little
Okay.
magnetic strip on the back. It's
I
good
see.
for about 10 minutes once you log in.
Okay.
That'll insert here,
Yeah.
and it's going to know what ballot to pull up.
Okay.
You can vote here just by touching if you want to change your mind.
Right. Oh, I see.
It's
Okay.
absolutely foolproof. If you don't want to vote for an office, you don't have to vote for an office.
Got it.
It'll stop you. It won't let you vote twice, so it'll keep you from doing that, and it'll remind you at the end. And once you get to the end, you'll vote. And the ballot might be 3 pages or 4
Sure.
pages for this election. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's going to remind you up here. You left some areas blank.
Got it.
Right? You're going to review. You press a button that says review.
I see.
So before you cast your ballot, you still at this point haven't cast your ballot.
Right.
You're going to check who you voted for.
Right.
You want to make sure that everything you punched, everything you tapped is who you voted for.
Got it.
Once you confirm that, you'll see a thing that says cast your ballot. If you need to make changes, you hit here, and it'll take you back. You can redo whatever you want to redo. And then you cast your ballot, and you're done.
And then you get that thing. This thing.
You don't get a paper receipt
don't,
anymore.
okay.
Even on a paper ballot,
I see.
you don't get a receipt.
Okay.
We do have about 80 precincts currently that have ballots in Hindi.
I see.
This one that's
Oh,
here.
did you also say Urdu or just
Yeah,
Hindi? Urdu.
I think it's in Urdu.
Urdu, okay.
Don't hold me to that.
Yeah.
But you get a paper ballot, same information that's on here, and all you do is connect it. Get a paper receipt.
Got it. Okay, great. And these machines have been in use for a while now?
We've had these machines for about 14 years, I think, 12 or 14
Is that right?
years. Probably in 2 to 3 years, we'll get some, the taxpayers will get us some new ones.
Sure.
But the technology has been updated throughout.
Okay.
Everything's saved in the memory here. Those sticks are escorted by sheriff at the end of the night. There's a continuance of the ballots aren't left alone.
Yeah.
The sticks aren't left alone. Everything gets back to our warehouse at night. Everything's voted that night. It's all uploaded that night, and that information's then disseminated to the people that need it disseminated.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Rich. Nice talking to you.
My pleasure.
How are you?
How are you doing?
She's here. I wasn't gonna miss this.
Okay, so these
Right. And then with the touchscreen, at the end, it goes through and it gives you everybody that you voted for.
Oh, you have a list.
So if you see something that's not listed here that you did wrong, you can go back and change it. You can reject your ballot and go back and start another one. If you're satisfied with everything that you voted for, listed on the thing, you'll go ahead and hit cast ballot, and it would just be like putting a paper ballot in the ballot box. Right. So your vote is recorded. It goes in and it's saved in redundant places on the machine. So if one system fails, there's an extra memory where that machine can be recorded. The card pops out. you would give your card back to the election judge and you'd be on your way. Right. And basically the same thing with the paper ballot. When you put a paper ballot in this machine, after you fill it out, you would just put it in here. We don't have the ballot box, but the ballot box, right, this sits on top of the ballot box, and once you put the ballot in, it gets counted. It gets counted, and then it just goes slips right into the ballot box.
So I'm just recording this as you're speaking. So can you walk me through? This is DuPage, right?
This is DuPage, right?
Yeah, because I think I spoke to Rich over there regarding the Cook County. Can you walk me through these machines here as well, so I can have our folks understand what's going on?
I don't know the last time I voted when. So how can I see if my card is
The
valid?
easiest way to do that would be to call our office, our DuPage County election officials. You can also look your name up online on our website. To look your name up, you would either need to provide your name and
I have my voting card.
right. Well, the voting card says that you were registered at one time. It doesn't necessarily mean you're still registered. If you registered in Illinois, you would continue to stay registered unless you moved or changed your name. So if you registered previously, and you haven't moved or changed your name, then you're still registered. And you can confirm that again by calling our office or checking our website. Okay?
All right. So if you can introduce yourself.
This is DuPage County's touchscreen voting machine.
Okay.
It is required in all of our polling locations. We also use a paper ballot reader,
Okay.
and that is that machine here.
That's sort of the more traditional one that
You fill out a paper ballot, and
Yeah.
then it just gets inserted into that counter,
Okay.
and it just reads everything that you marked on the ballot.
Okay.
And in this case, this is a touchscreen machine that is required by the federal government to use to make the polling locations ADA compliant. A person who is a disability of either being deaf or blind can use this machine. If you're blind, you would be able to use this machine and listen to your ballot
Right.
with a set of headphones,
Right.
and go through the procedure and use a keypad to enter your vote in as it goes through. So you listen to your ballot, and you have the option.
Braille. Okay.
Right. So the blind have a touch screen where
Sure.
they center the finger,
Yeah.
so they know how to use that machine already. In this case, a person would come in and they would get validated as a voter. We find out that we know that they're registered to vote,
Yeah.
and then they would be issued a card, and this card has their ballot style on it for where they live.
So, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So, this card is for DuPage residents, right?
Right, mhm.
And is this a new process, or has this
We've
process?
been using this machine since the ADA Act was installed in the end of 2006. So we've been using this machine since.
Okay, because I am part of Will County, and I have not seen these nice machines.
Okay.
I get a paper voter card.
Right.
I don't get this fancy
Well,
card.
this is not a voter registration card.
Okay.
All this is this is issued to you in the polling location
Is that right?
after you're validated to vote. So you would come in, and in the case of day of location,
Yeah.
you would walk in and you would greet a judge. They would look your name up on what is now going to be an electronic system or an electronic e-book, a poll book. They would find your name and guarantee that you are a registered voter, that you registered previously, and you can now register on the same day that you vote in Illinois. That law was just instituted last year.
Right.
So even if you're not registered to vote, you can come into a polling location and register to vote, and then you would be issued a ballot, either a paper ballot
Yep.
or
That card.
a
Yeah.
voter ID card.
Okay.
It's not an ID card. What this does is it imprints your ballot style
Yeah.
where you live. there's about 1,500 different ballot styles throughout the county.
I see.
And it's based on where you live and all the different voting
Right.
precincts that
And
are
the candidates
available to you.
that apply to you and all the got it.
Candidates, propositions,
Right.
mayor,
Yeah.
all the different offices that are going on.
Yeah, yeah.
So your particular ballot style from where you live
Yeah.
is printed on this card,
Okay.
and that's all that's on here. There's no personal information, just your ballot style.
Okay.
So this machine does not gather any personal information at all. It only records your vote on your ballot.
Got it.
So you would take this and you would put the card in the machine,
Okay.
and in the beginning you can choose either English or Spanish
Yep.
and start the machine. It also gives you instructions on how to use the machine.
Yep.
You can also use, for easier to see, a larger text,
Yeah.
which brings it up, and you can use a higher contrast screen also, which makes it easier to see. And then you would move on to the next screen.
Okay.
And on a regular ballot, up here on top, it would give you the information on your ballot style, your precinct, your township where you live,
Right.
so that you can guarantee that you know that you're voting on the proper ballot.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And then you would just continue with the vote for all the precincts or the candidates that you would want. You could choose any candidate.
Yeah.
If you make a mistake and you decide that you would rather have Franklin Delano Roosevelt
Yeah.
instead of Abraham Lincoln as your favorite president, you can hit the button again and choose a different candidate.
Got it.
Okay? And you can keep changing your mind as many times as you want to.
Yeah.
You can also change your mind after you get to the end.
I see.
So you would go through and you would vote for all your different people.
Right.
In this case, it's baseball teams in Chicago.
Sure.
We also have different sports players. Jeremy Roenick is our current good guy. Different talk
sure.
show hosts. Some of these guys are
Jimmy
gone
Fallon
already. We're
hands
going to have
down.
to get this going again. But yeah, we got Jimmy Kimmel there. You can also do with this machine, if there is a registered write-in vote
Yeah.
candidate,
Uh-huh.
you can use the machine to cast a write-in vote.
Okay.
You would click on a write-in candidate,
And just type it.
and this gives you the information. And this would only be available if there's actual write-in candidates that have registered
Yeah.
with our
Yeah.
office.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can also do write-in candidates with this machine too, which is very nice. We can continue with different authors, and then the propositions usually in the state of Illinois are at the end of the ballot.
Right.
Whether you want a gasoline tax in this case or not, I'm going to say no because I really don't need any more taxes.
Sure.
And then at the end, it prints a summary of everything that you voted for, and it shows it in this window right here.
Yeah.
And if you decide that you don't really want John Kennedy
Yeah.
for the president, you can go ahead and reject your ballot
Right.
and start all over again,
Got it.
or you can go ahead and cast your ballot.
Uh-huh.
In this case, I'm happy with all the people that I
Choices,
voted
yeah.
for,
Yeah.
and I'm going to say I'm happy with that. I'm going to cast my ballot.
Okay.
As soon as I press this button,
Yep.
it would be just like taking a paper ballot and putting it in the box.
Uh-huh.
It records your ballot, and it retains the information in redundant systems. So if one system fails, another system backs it up.
Got it.
All the votes are kept on this machine,
Yep.
and then they're brought to our office with the memory card that is in the machine. It is brought to our office. Those memory cards are then entered into computers in our office.
Yeah.
They're tabulated, and we get
make
our
sure
votes
accurate.
between all the machines that are added up. The paper machine also has a memory card in it, which
Yeah.
is removed.
Okay.
Each one is brought from each one of the polling locations directly to our office on the night of the election after everything is closed.
Yeah.
And then we tally up everything there.
Okay.
When you're done voting, you would pull the card out, give the card back to one of the election judges, and you'd be done.
Okay, great.
Okay?
Well, this is very helpful information, and that machine is the same, I guess.
It's the same machine. I've got this one set up for an audio ballot. You can listen to this one. I didn't set them both up that
Got
way,
it.
but they're exactly the same machines.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. Okay, take care.
Yeah, we'll come to your address.
Assalamu alaikum.
वालेकुम आप तस्वीरें बना रहे हैं
आप रजिस्टर्ड हैं?
मैं रजिस्टर्ड हूँ मैं हर साल वोट देता हूँ
Perfect.
ओबामा हिलरी
किसी को भी दें, आप रजिस्टर हो?
इस दफा भी हिलेटरी हिटलर ही को देना है।
आप जिसको देना चाहें।
नहीं नहीं,
जिसको
वो तो
भी
आप ये
देना।
कहेंगे लेकिन
नहीं, मेरा काम तो ये है कि बस यहाँ पे
मैं तो
रजिस्टर हो।
मैं तो आपका दिल बेटा।
कोई बात, मेरा दिल तो किसी से मिल जाएगा। जब आप कह दिया रजिस्टर टू वोट है,
बिल्कुल
खुश हो
मैंने अपनी वाइफ को रजिस्टर करवाया है यहाँ के खाते।
नेबर को कराइए, वाइफ को कराइए,
नेबर हैं,
बच्चों को कराइए।
नेबर
वाइफ को करना है तो
बच्चे
फॉर्म
भी
ले जाएं।
नहीं नहीं वो है
है आपके पास फॉर्म?
हिटलर ही को देगी वो मेरे कहने
नहीं, जिसको भी देंगे लेकिन
हाँ वही है, जिसको भी देना आपको। आपकी तस्वीर ले ली मैंने, लाइव है ये लाइव हाँ। अस्सलामुअलैकुम, कैसे हैं? रजिस्टर हुआ?
I'm already registered.
So tell me, I don't know much about processing. What is that? I mean, how about the processing?
Well, I was saying that
Also, you are authorized to carry. That you have to be present, and your organization should be there.